Alright, so I have customized my buttons to what I use the most, and should be the easiest, so I will explain some of them for you. I have desktop annotate. So if I click on that, I am back to my desktop, or I can go to a website maybe, and I can maybe highlight something. So free tuition, I could make a shape and circle something, Iowa students, and that will then, when I go back to my flip chart, I have made a new flip chart. I don't use that a whole lot, but it is an option. These buttons are to go from page to page. So over here, the flip chart that I am in has 4 pages. Now if I go to a different flip chart, because again I've got multiple flip charts open, this one has 81 pages. So these 2 buttons take me to different pages. Here's page 2, page 3, page 4, and back to the beginning. The X is the delete button, so if I make something and I decide I don't want it, I can delete it. Text is where I can type anything I want. Here's my font, my size. I can just click on this button repeatedly and make my my size bigger or smaller. Superscript and subscript. Here's my color, background color, and so on. My save button. So right now I have the asterisk up here, which means that I've made changes to my flip chart and have not saved it. So I hit save a lot, and now that asterisk is gone. Here are all the colors that I've chosen. Again, the students like choosing different colors, so I have 24 available. The tool that will be used the most is the pen tool. So there's the pen tool. They can choose a color, they can choose thickness, whatever they want to do. Here's the highlighter. Here it says highlighter. I can highlight in different colors. If I decide I do not like what I did, I can erase. Now the eraser only erases your pen stuff, your highlighting stuff. It does not erase text, and it does not erase shapes. Here's my fill button, so I can fill in a background if I want. I can also fill in shapes. So here are my shapes, as well as just making lines. So I have horizontal and vertical that I use the most, as well as any other line that has some sort of slant to it. These are some shapes, so let's go with an oval, and I can fill it with whatever color I want. Again, that cannot be erased, as well as text cannot be erased. If I wanted it to go away, I would click on it and hit the backspace or delete button, or again I have that. Okay, but you know what, I want that blue to be in that oval, so here's my undo button. I also have my redo button, so I can go back and forth. Alright, let's go back to the shapes. We have lots of shapes. The arrows down here indicate that there are more shapes. So this seems like an important shape, so here we have that shape, and let's fill it in with blue. Alright, so I have made changes, so there's an asterisk, so I'm going to save it. Now I hit this button and my page browser popped up over here. So this kind of shows a slideshow of everything on my flip chart. Like the page 2, page 3, page 4. Now, I don't like this to be here at all times because it just takes away from the space on my flip chart. So if I go away from it for a second, it kind of goes back to the side. If I do want it there all the time, I can pin it there. I usually get out of it, and if I need it, I hit that. So let's go back up to page 1. Now, if I want to make a blank page after the page that I am on, I can do that. So now you can see I've got the first page, I made a blank page right after it, and now this page 2 is now my page 3. If I have some students who have been working and did all sorts of stuff, and I am too lazy to go through with the eraser and erase all of that, I have the faster eraser button. So I am going to clear whatever I want to. In this case, I'm going to clear the annotations so they all go away right away. Alright. I can also reset the page to what it looked like the last time I saved it. There's the dice in case I want it. So I just rolled a 4. There, I just rolled a 3. Now this one is I can take a photo. It's similar to the snipping tool if you've ever used that. So I'm going to take a snapshot of whatever area I choose. So I'm going to take a snapshot of that little bit. Now you have lots of options, and I've only ever used the top 2. Do I want to make that snapshot kind of like a copy and paste and put it on this page, or do I want to create a new page? So I'm going to do this page, and it does make that noise. So I have just copied that to right here. This can be helpful if I want this oval to be on every single page. I can just do that on every single page. Now another option is if I hit the F6 button, it takes me out of flip chart and onto whatever my desktop is. Now you have this little icon in the center of your screen. That will return me to my flip charts. But what I like to do is, here's my camera, and I'm going to take a picture of whatever I want, and that is going to be on my flip chart. So I'm going to take an area snapshot, and it's going to be of Kinnick Stadium. I want this to be on my flip chart, and I want it to be on the page that I'm currently at on my flip chart. So I took a photo. Now I need to return to my flip chart, and I have Kinnick Stadium on my flip chart. Might as well save it. Now I want to have this odd little shape be in front of Kinnick Stadium. So I can right click it, I can reorder it, and I can put it wherever I want. So I'm going to bring it to the front. So I can reorder things like that. Alright, so I have made a rectangle, and I have meticulously put in some measurements. Now if I click on one of these, I have some options. I can move it anywhere I want to, or I could just click on it and move it anywhere I want to. I can also rotate stuff if I feel so. The other thing is that this works like a Word document. I can copy and paste using the Control-C, Control-V, or I can right-click and I get these options as well. Duplicate it, so there it is again, and I'm going to put that right there. This one, I right-click and I'm going to copy and paste. But again, Control-C and Control-V can do that. Copy, paste, 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 paste. Can do that very quickly. want those, so I'm going to click on them and either hit the backspace button or the delete. So I'm going to click on a few and get rid of them. Okay, so I have this very nice picture, but I want to move it. Now instead of moving it and then moving all my measurements, so let's undo. Also, if I do this, I can do Control Z is undo. So I want to move everything. So I'm going to highlight everything, and I'm going to group. That way this thing is a group now, and it can go wherever I want it to. I can easily ungroup it, and then these things are all individual pieces. Also, you can do Control G, and that will group it. So I made some changes. I'm going to save.